Hi there, this is Joe from SquareXO, and this is SquareXO episode 70. Hello, Dan's with me today.
Hello everybody.
So just two of us today, but that's okay. Before we start, don't forget to follow us at squarexo.co.uk, twitter.com/square_xo, and patreon.com/squarexo. If you like to back us on there, you can get cool incentives such as a t-shirt, a mug, which I'm not sure you can see behind me. It's there somewhere, it's up there somewhere, that way. There's a mug and there's a cool badge as well, and obviously you also get entry into our Patreon only competition, and there's something else as well. You get a once a month SquareXO extra podcast, which is pretty cool. So yeah, lots of incentive to back us, so please do that. You can listen to us on Podbean, iTunes and Spotify. If you're listening anywhere there and you can leave a review, then please do, because it helps us find new listeners. If you're watching on YouTube, then please hit that subscribe button and like button, so that again it will get us more viewers and people will be able to find us, because the more listeners we have, the better. So thank you very much for that. Okay, so we'll get started then, and we'll get started with the gaming news like we always do. Right, the first bit of gaming news is that Spider-Man has gone gold. So there's no delays. It's coming. It's swinging its way into town soon. Drink water. Yeah. So, not drink. Excited.
I don't know about you. I'm a bit. This is going to sound really bad, and I'll probably get stick. But I'm a little bit sick of all the Spider-Man stuff that's kind of filling up Twitter at the moment. It's mainly people moaning about it, like people moaning about it, and it's just a bit boring. I'm not getting the game, but I'm not going to moan about it too much. But I don't know. There seems to be a lot of negative attitude from certain people towards certain people because Spider-Man's PlayStation only, and it's grating on me a little bit.
But yeah, that always happens with silly little fanboys, whether it's coming to your system, it's not come to yours, haha. It's a lot of nonsense in it. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you
seems
really
a lot worse for this game. It seems to be really blown out of proportion.
It could be because it's Spider-Man though, and it's quite a big. I mean, even it's bigger than a game, if you know what I mean. Really, because it's a Marvel universe. It's like. It's Spider-Man. It's so it's mega hyped, and the fact that it's a really hyped game. It's a big franchise, isn't it? And so I think it just comes down to jealousy, really, isn't it? And Sony fans rubbing it in the face of Xbox. But if they're that desperate to play it, it's not coming to Xbox, so they may as well just buy a PlayStation and play it on there if they're that desperate. I imagine most people have a PlayStation anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If you're desperate to play it, I'm sure you'll play it on PlayStation. And if you're not that bothered, then don't let it worry you. Just get on with Forza or whatever you're playing on Xbox. It's not really a big deal, is it? It's
not really. Like I say, it's just a bit tiring.
I don't care.
I hope it's good though. I hope it's a good game. I hope that people enjoy it.
I don't think Insomniac Games score low very often. Usually they're pretty good. I mean, you can usually guarantee if Insomniac's making a game, then it's a good game. So you could say that for Sunset Overdrive, great game. Infamous, great game. Ratchet and Clank's usually quite high quality as well. They're usually quality. I can't think of a bad Insomniac game, to be honest.
I was just Googling it. If people could hear me tapping, then I apologise. I was just Googling Insomniac just to look at their back catalogue, just like you say, because they've got a few that I've not even heard of. But
I've played most of their games, and I've played Sunset Overdrive. I think it's great. I've played all the Infamous games, Ratchet and Clank. I've not had any complaints about any other games. They're the type of games I really like as well. This sort of, don't know, it's hard to explain. It's a sort of open world, but it's not in it. It's kind of like city based, if you think of Infamous and Sunset Overdrive, but they're usually really highly detailed. The gameplay's usually cracking. So I think it'll be great. I'm excited for it. So I've no doubt it'll score well. because I think this is going to be one of the best Spider-Man games ever made, probably. I've no doubt about it.
They didn't make Infamous, did they? Sucker Punch did.
Oh, what am I talking about?
I always get it mixed up as well, because Spider-Man is basically Infamous, but with Spider-Man. So I understand the confusion.
That's probably why I'm thinking it was them, because it's so... It's kind of like Sunset... Well, if you play Sunset Overdrive, it's kind of like... It kind of reminds you Infamous, just the way the world's built. So that's probably why I'm thinking that... Oh, I can't believe I said that. Rewind. Anyway, sorry, Sucker Punch.
Anyway, it's gone gold.
Infamous on the brain, Sucker Punch, that's what it is. I knew that. Anyway, Resistance, that's what they did. It wasn't Infamous. But even still, Resistance, great game. So, yeah. Where I got Infamous. Sorry.
Ratchet and Clank and Spyro are their other kind of big ones, isn't it? So yeah.
It just feels just when you see Spider-Man, it feels like it feels the same thing. That's probably why I'm getting muddled up.
Anyway, sorry, sidetracking everyone there. Back to the news. I
expected Sucker Punch to be doing Spider-Man when it was first sort of talked about. I expected it to be them because of Infamous.
Yeah, well, we still don't know what Sucker Punch... Oh, no, we do. They're doing Ghost, aren't they, now?
Yeah, which is something you wouldn't expect. I mean, if somebody said, oh, there's a Sony studio doing... Or there's someone doing Spider-Man just for Sony, the first one you would think is Sucker Punch because of Infamous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, well, never mind. Sometimes you get these things wrong. PES has an officially licensed Turkish league. That's its latest announcement.
Big news.
There's one more bit of news. I don't know if I should say it. Celtic have been announced as a premium partner.
Who?
Celtic.
It was a joke. You were meant to jump on that. One cares.
Which means they have their stadium and all their players in it. But there might be good news for Rangers fans tomorrow, I hear. I'm in the know about that one. Ibrox. Rangers players. So yeah, looking forward to that announcement tomorrow, perhaps. So I've been told, maybe. So yeah, look out for that. Also, games with easy trophies help indie studios get the funding needed for future projects, apparently. So if they make a game with easy trophies, they make the money because everyone goes, ooh, easy trophy, and buys it. And then it gives them loads of money to make the games they really want to make. Is that a good thing? It's not really a good thing, though, is it? I mean, they could just throw out any old crappy game. I mean, I know you probably know better than me games with easy trophies.
But if it's a good game, people will buy it regardless, won't they? So if it's got easy trophies and it's a good game, then people might be like, oh, I really like that game by X developer, so now their new one's coming out, I'm going to get it. So it's kind of just another way to market it, I suppose.
But what if they're just throwing out an easy game just so that they can sell it and then make money to make whatever they want? I mean, it's a clever way of them doing it, but I don't agree. I don't want PlayStation Network to just be full of trash, which it kind of is.
It already is, yeah. You can't.
Not as much as Steam is full of trash, but it's still got to the point where there's too much. There's too many games, isn't there? Yeah, there is, but they're just trying to find ways, I suppose, to get people to notice them above all of the AAA stuff, all the the half decent digital downloads. I think price is probably a better thing to try and do, though. Like, there's been a couple of digital games I've seen, and I've been like, I really want to play that, regardless of the trophies. I'm just gonna turn the light on. There you go. Regardless of trophies and stuff, I'm like, oh, that looks good, I want to buy it. And then if it's above, say, £10 for a digital game, I tend to then go away. So, if a digital game's £14 or £18, I won't really buy it. Yeah. So, and I wouldn't even buy a game for that price if the trophies are easy. If there's a game with easy trophies and it's £2, it's like, yeah, I'm in. But if it's going to be £10, then it's not worth it. I hate it. I hate that there's so many. It annoys me. It puts me off gaming sometimes when I play a game and then it's just terrible or it's buggy Well, for instance, I got this VR game yesterday, which, hold on, I need to shut door and bang. Stop banging door. There we go. That was annoying. Yeah, it puts me off a game when I play it and it's not working. It just annoys me. And I got this VR game yesterday. What's it called? Pixel Fix 1989 or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of the game. But I played the first level. I didn't really know what was going on. Got to second level, and you're in a classroom with this handheld device, but the handheld device is stuck in her skirt, and it's like you can't do anything. You're just kind of watching as this bugged out game in front of you, and I'm thinking, I'm sure maybe if I start a game up again, it'll be fine, or maybe there's a way. I emailed the developer to ask if there's a way to fix it, but it's like.
Buggy games are one of my biggest annoyances as well, because surely they pay a QA tester to play these games first. And I think if that's one thing that's most annoying as we go forward in the generations, is that because it's such a quick and easy way, well, it's not quick, but because it's so easy to just push a patch out to everyone, I think sometimes that they just release it and they're just like, oh, we'll deal with it when it's out. You know, we can patch that, it's fine. We can patch that, it's fine. And it is frustrating, especially if you spend money on a game rather than being sent one to review. You know, you spend X amount of money on a game and then it's just a buggy mess. It is frustrating.
That's true. I mean, that's why like in SquareXO we don't just review anything. We try and be picky, because it's like we don't just want to review any old rubbish. We try and review the things we find interesting, things that we think, oh, that looks like an interesting game, rather than just reviewing anything that's just been sent through to us that just looks like any old rubbish. I just want quality games. I don't have time or desire to sit and play a game that I think that looks absolutely terrible, so I'm not really interested in doing it, to be honest. Life's too short to be playing stuff you don't want to be playing in it. Anyway, definitely. Right, let's get on with the rest of the news. Kingdom Hearts 3 will have 80 hours of content. Oh, I'm a little bothered. Onrush developer Evolution has promised a big August update despite the studio's layoffs. So there's going to be a big...
So who's doing the update?
Well, I'm sure there's still staff there. Either that or the update was already done.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I'm sure they would have done it before now. Here's an interesting one. Ninja Theory's Hellblade has got full VR support starting next week, but it's only for Oculus and Vive. It's not coming to PSVR for some reason. So, considering that's the best selling VR headset, it's a bit odd decision, but maybe it's because the studio's owned by Microsoft now.
Probably is. I don't know. It's not the kind of game I'd imagine ever playing in VR, because it's a third-person game. But
I don't know. Well, like that Moss, which is a platformer, that's good in VR, so maybe it would work. Guacamelee 2 is coming to PlayStation 4 next month. I played the first one briefly. It's a sort of Mexican game.
Mexican Metroid. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
I played it.
Yeah. It's alright. Amazon is ending its £2 Prime discount on physical game pre-orders. Don't know why, but they've just decided, because before when you would pre-order a game, you would get £2 off if you were a Prime member. So they're taking that benefit away, which is a shame. But it's probably something to do with the fact that if you're a Prime member, you get Twitch Prime now.
I'll tell you why. I reckon I know why. It's because there's a bit of a price war going on, isn't there, between publishers and retailers, and people pushing prices down. And a lot of people get annoyed because Amazon Prime members technically get the game cheaper than what the publishers want them to sell it for.
Yeah.
So I reckon, and I wouldn't be surprised if part of the reasons that Sony games weren't on Amazon is because they were selling them cheaper than they should have. So that's probably why they've stopped. We'll probably see Amazon stocking Sony games now again.
Yeah. Although they were stocking them again, but maybe that's because that decision had been made or something.
Yeah.
But you've got Amazon Prime Twitch anyway, if you remember, so you kind of can get free games each month and stuff, which isn't too bad if you're a Prime member, so that's not bad. Farming Simulator 19 is coming out in November for PS4, PC and Xbox One. So there we go. And finally, Monster Hunter World has sold over 8 million copies worldwide.
It's pretty good.
There we go.
Have you played that? Did you play it?
A bit. I don't think I really liked it that much.
Yeah, I wasn't interested.
Sort of thing. But yeah, let's do chat saying Crash Bandicoot is number 1 again.
God. How long's that? 3 weeks? 4 weeks?
Yeah, it's a good wee while. Lego Incredibles is number 2. The Crew 2 is number 3. God of War 4. Mario Kart 5. Call of Duty 6. Grand Theft Auto 7. Sonic Mania Plus is 8. Jurassic World Evolution is 9. That's got legs then. And Mario Tennis is 10. FIFA 18 is number 11. No Man's Sky has actually managed to get itself into number 12. So there we go.
It's not that. I'd imagine that had been higher with people buying it on Xbox. And I don't know.
No, maybe nobody's bothered. I tried to play it again and I was like, can't be bothered with this. I've played it and now I've went back to it and I was like, I can see why I stopped playing it.
I found it really difficult to remember what I was doing and what did what, because I loaded up my previous save. So I was like, I don't know where I am or what I'm doing. So.
It's still boring as to me. I mean, you don't really do much. It's still the same. It's still pre-generated planets that you go on and they're all the same. I don't really think it's that exciting at all. I mean, I guess the base build, I guess maybe that's because I don't like Minecraft. So it kind of reminds me of the idea I had for a game years ago where I said, you could do Minecraft, but instead of just being one planet, you could build a rocket and go to other planets and build things on those as well. It's kind of that, innit?
Yeah,
with the base building. I don't know it's things you can build in it because I've never tried, but I'm not really going to bother and find out either. Sorry. Not interested at all. Okay then, should we talk about what's our topic this week? I don't know what our topic is.
I can't remember. We're missing Rebecca, who normally does it.
Rebecca's the topic queen.
Have a birthday. I do have it on here, my unprofessional looking at phone during podcast moments. I think it was to do with the rumour about Xbox splitting their next generation into a kind of typical standard console and a streaming only console, which is only a rumour, and we were kind of going to just talk about if we thought the industry was ready for a streaming only console yet. I suppose is what we were going to chat about. I can't find it on my phone. I think that's what it was though, kind of, do we feel that we can do that as an industry, or that the industry will do that?
Check these out. We'll do that. Look, can you see them?
Yeah.
They're pretty cool, aren't they?
Pin badges.
They're in a little PlayStation box. I got them today from Numbskull, actually. Who
Very
we were
nice.
talking about earlier. They look awesome, don't they?
Yeah.
I got God of War ones as well. I think they might be from Numbskull as well. I don't know why I'm advertising Numbskull, by the way. I just thought I would. Is that from Numbskull? I'm not sure if this one's from Numbskull. I thought it was, but it's kind of little God of War ones as well. A little Kratos. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
If you're listening and not watching, Joe's just holding boxes up to the camera.
Yeah. I'm showing you my little pins off. I forget sometimes that people listen.
I think probably more people listen than watch. So.
Yeah, probably. I just forget sometimes. You should really watch. It's fun. You get to see me as well, which is cool.
You'd have to put some pictures up on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll do that. So, are we ready for streaming? I do get waylaid sometimes, don't I? Are we ready for streaming?
I suppose the industry's trying to follow what the movie and the music industry are doing to some extent, in that you don't need to have all the technology and all of the music or all of your films in your house anymore. You can just plug into the internet through a smartphone or whatever and have your fingertips on a massive library of everything. So a
thought just came in my head there, right? What they're saying about a streaming only box. Why do you need a box then? if it's streaming only, sure you don't need a box.
Well, you'd need something to get it to the telly.
Yeah, but most TVs are smart these days, so surely they would just have an app, an Xbox app on telly. Like I have Netflix, YouTube, and Amazon on my telly.
Sony wouldn't put an Xbox app on their Sony Bravia TVs, would they? And a lot of Chinese TVs wouldn't have an Xbox app either because of it being American. So
yeah, but that's the easy way around that. You could do it on a Amazon Fire Stick or a Google Stick or what. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of things you can just plug in your TV on a little USB, and then Microsoft could release a little smart TV USB that you plug in, and it has Netflix, Xbox app on it, YouTube.
Well,
you wouldn't
that's what they
necessarily
do.
Need a box, would you? It'd just be a USB stick that you plug in your telly.
Well, that's what they'd be terming as a box.
But
you'd need a physical present. You need a physical item that plugs into the telly.
Microsoft generally have a good relationship with someone like Samsung, for instance, who sell millions of TVs, so maybe they would team up with them and release. All the Samsung TVs are pretty cool. I've got one upstairs and one downstairs, and they have this really cool smart TV thing where you just put it in and then your app will come up. So I mean, maybe you could just download the app and then you can stream your games. I'm sure
maybe I think from a hardware point of view that's too muddy. Because because the App Store on a Bravia TV is different to the App Store on a Samsung, different to the App Store on something else. We've got two Bravias, both smart. One's on Android, one's not. So the App Stores are both different. So it'll be something you plug into the telly. It won't be something that's available. Because
imagine though it was. Imagine you could get Xbox app on any TV. That opens them up to just countless customers.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, if it was free
better
as
than
well.
be able to buy something, wouldn't it? If you just log in, subscribe or whatever, all of a sudden they'd have millions of customers. I mean, Sony could do that as well, do they? I think that's probably
Sony
the future.
Sony do. PlayStation now runs on a Bravia, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you only need a DualShock. But yeah, they could. I mean, Microsoft could package a USB stick with an Xbox controller that you plug into the telly and it just streams it. But I think it's a very generational thing, because I personally, and it's a bit like the different views on being digital and physical. If I'm buying something, I don't know if I see the value, or depends on price, but I'd rather buy a console, so I've got a physical box under the telly, than spend £150 on a stick and a controller that you plug into the telly. I don't know if I see the value in. Does that make sense?
I know what you're saying, but to me, I understand what you're saying, but to me, as long as the games were exactly the same quality as like the disc or the £450 console that plays discs, if the one that streamed was the same quality, I wouldn't care. I mean, I would be quite happy to buy the cheaper one if it done exactly the same thing as the one that was more expensive.
I suppose it's difficult as well, because if it was a streaming one, you'd pay a subscription and you'd probably be able to play any game. Whereas if you have a console and you've got to buy a disc, I don't know how they'd split the market fairly, because then you pay £50 for a game, but it's yours and you can sell it on and you can play it, or you pay it. I suppose that's what Games Pass does.
I think the way they'll do it is kind of like they would both have Games Pass, so you'd be able to sort of get the new Microsoft games. But obviously, if you wanted third party, you could probably buy them to own them just digital.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure on this streaming box you'll still be able to download games. So
or have a library, so you just stream from your library. So it's stored.
You probably
in the
wouldn't
cloud.
be able to download games, would you? If it's a USB, you wouldn't. But if it was just a streaming box, it would probably have a hard drive in it. In which case, you could download games to it and stream, which would be more attractive, because if you think about it, some people can't stream or have problems streaming, or it might lose quality. So if it had a hard drive built in, then you can. It just means the only difference is you can't use discs then.
Or you can plug a hard drive in. Yeah, because my comment was going to be someone like Rebecca, whose internet is shoddy at the best of times. She couldn't stream. You think about even streaming a 4K film, the drain on the bandwidth is quite high. You know, if you're streaming a game, it's going to be, your usage is going to go through the roof.
So it'd be quite good. I think I quite like that idea that you buy a box, it can stream, but also you can download it. That way I would, because I quite like digital downloads, and I had an idea. You need to listen.
Did you have a PSP Go? Did you have a PSP Go?
I did, yeah.
Because that was a similar thing.
The white ones, I'm sure I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my idea I had, which you might quite like, is that know how you get these collector's editions for each console. You maybe get, let's just take Darksiders 3 as an example. Get Darksiders 3 collector's edition. You can buy it on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. You go to shop, you'll choose the one you want. So PS4, for instance, and you take it home. What if they just sold these games? They sold these collector's editions, but not format specific. So you go in, you buy the collector's edition, you go home, it's got a leaflet in the box which says get your game or whatever. So you go on their website, choose your format, and then you get the code.
Well, that's technically what Rockstar are doing with Red Dead, because they're selling special editions without the game. So you can go to game and you can buy the special edition box and then add the game. So, you know, you go in and say, I want the Red Dead special edition and I'll have the PS4 game. And then you kind of put them together yourself.
Yeah.
So you could go in and buy the special edition and a download code for Red Dead.
Because
my
PS4, idea would just be the special edition would include the game, but you would go home, go on their website, just register with your code or whatever on the website, and then they'll let you choose the format, and then you could just get your game and put the code in, download it. I mean, that could be the sort of future, couldn't it? Because if you think about it, sometimes everybody wants, if everybody goes digital, that would be the perfect way for the game stores to still be able to sell it, wouldn't it? Because you could go in and then you just be able to download the game but still get the extra bits or still get the box or whatever. Because I think even people might still want the box. So if you went and bought the box, because you like your boxes, so if you went and bought the box and you got a code in it, that would be a bit better than getting no box, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, like I say, and I think that's the initial reaction to the Red Dead thing was, oh, why are they selling the special edition without a game? But I actually think that is what it's tackling. It's enabling people who download it digitally to still have a map and an art book without having to buy the game twice.
Yeah, but how much is that special edition without the game, though? Because that's why I think my idea is better, because if you buy a special edition and you get a Rockstar website code in the box and can just go home and claim the game in whatever format you want, then at least you're buying that and you're still getting the game, so it's still the same value.
But they just add the price of the game onto it, won't they? You can't control the publishers at that point.
Yeah.
They could sell it without a game for 100 and with the game for 140, and either way you're paying for it through the arse because of that. There's nothing you can do. They're not going to all of a sudden lower their prices because of that.
Yeah, that's why I think it should include the game, though, because at least then you don't have to pay for it again. It seems a bit harsh that it doesn't.
But if they sell it for £40 cheaper, then you're not paying for it again, are you?
No, so it should be cheaper.
Should
be cheaper.
Slightly off topic there, anyway. So do you think with rumours of Xbox doing that Sony will split its next generation into hardware levels, and B, do you think one of them would be a streaming only or a download only unit without a disk drive?
Well, Sony didn't buy is it Gaikai or something that they've turned into PlayStation now. They didn't buy them for no reason, and they're one of the big ones when it comes to the technology. So Sony's technology is probably just as good as Microsoft's in that respect when it comes to streaming. So I don't know if Sony would necessarily do that, though. They might implement, I think a smarter thing to do is kind of what they've done now, and implement PS Now into PS4, and keep learning from that. So when PS5 comes out and they implement PS Now again, which they will do, but in a way they might implement it more. They might, maybe they won't let you download games anymore or something. Maybe it'll be streaming as the sort of, what's the word? So when you go on the PlayStation Store and you buy a game, maybe you're buying the streamed version as the sort of top choice, the priority choice, but you also maybe get the download option if you want it, because the technology's got to continue to improve. But I don't think they would release a box separately. I can't see them doing that just yet.
It does seem weird though that they have PlayStation Now and they're not really selling it outside of PlayStation. But there is an opportunity there, isn't there, where they could already be selling it with a DualShock.
Although you can get it on PC.
Yeah.
So you can get PS Now on PC. I'm not sure how popular it is, but they do have it on there.
Because they must make a lot of revenue from it, because essentially once a game's up and running and it's on the servers, all the money they get from the subscribers is kind of free money, isn't it? Because once you're in that ecosystem, you're paying every month. You're not really paying for anything.
It's not a bad system, I don't think. I quite like it. It works. I mean, last time I tried it was a long time ago, so I mean, it might even be better now.
I've never tried it.
For a long, it's not bad at all. It kind of reminds me of VR in that it's got this sort of haze over it. When I first played it, the action was smooth. It downloaded and started. It never downloaded. It streamed really quickly, loaded up really quick. I mean, everything about it was great. It just seemed to lose a little bit of quality. But I would be quite interested to try it again now and see if it's still like that.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I haven't done so is because it's only old games on there, isn't it? I don't tend to go backwards in generations or to old games, really. Not unless they're remasters, but I won't ever think, I'm going to play my PS3 tonight. Just because I've done that, I want to play new games. So that's the problem with PS Now.
It's a great way if you want to, though, I think.
Yeah, of course,
It does have a lot. If you never owned a PS3, for instance, it's a great way to sort of go back and go, I've never tried that game. If
you've got a PS4, then surely you're just going to... Well, I don't know, like you say, everyone's different. In my head, I can't get around that. I wouldn't ever think, I'm going to play my PS3 as priority over my PS4. Why would you do that?
No, I don't know. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's hard to say what's going to happen in the next generation. So speculation. Maybe there will be a Microsoft box, but I think if it is, I think it's more likely to be a download box than a streaming box.
Do you think could they do something on PC that's a bit like Steam? Or do they already do that? Or are the games already on Steam? I don't have a PC, so I don't know. So you just subscribe to Xbox Live on PC and just play all the games through that with an Xbox
It's not Steam,
controller?
no, it's games for Windows.
Okay, yeah, I say I don't know.
So,
but could
because
they...
obviously Steam's their rival, so games for Windows is kind of like you just go on the... I think you go on the Xbox app or something and you can just play games on PC, a bit like Steam, sort of. But obviously you download them on the PC, you don't stream them. Right. So that's why I think it's more likely to be a download only box. If they are doing a separate box, I can see it being because they do let you, with Games Pass, you download the games, don't you? You don't stream them.
I don't know.
I think you download them. So I mean, it'd be interesting to... I think it's going to be a download.
Could you imagine though, because the money's all in the subscription, so say it was £30 a month, that might be too much. I don't know, just for argument's sake, say it's £30 a month. They could sell the box for £50 with a controller, because then everyone's going to pay £30 a month, which is £360 a year. So, they could sell this box dirt cheap, and it would seem like, wow, everyone's just going to buy it because it's £50, I might as well have it. I could see it being quite a game changer, no pun intended.
Not at £30 a month though.
No, I know, but I probably spend more than £30 a month on video games. Though,
but that just seems a bit too much.
It does, just to stream games, but do you know what I mean? The kind of the revenue there is ongoing, isn't it? It's in the monthly. Once you've got someone, you've got them forever. So selling it, it's a bit like the Alexas or the Echo. Sorry, it's really cheap technology. It's like 40 or 50 quid for one of them. But once someone's got one, that's it. They're in Amazon's ecosystem. Amazon's got all their data. They buy all their stuff through Amazon. So it's that kind of cheap entry point to actually get them all their money. So
yeah, I think if they could think a way to get something out cheap, they would, definitely. I think it'd be a good idea, because that's where they make most of their money anyway, Xbox Live. Same with PlayStation. I imagine the biggest thing that Sony makes money out of is PlayStation Plus, I would think. Just because most people have it, so it's quite an easy thing. And loads of people spend money on it, on the different things in the system. So they'd probably make tons out of that. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Be interesting. Next E3, we'll find out more, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's going to... I wouldn't be surprised if there was 2 separate boxes, one with disc and one download only, because they've been trying to do it before, so I'm sure they've maybe learned. I think they did want to do it, didn't they? They were thinking, oh, well, we don't want to have discs in the Xbox One. Is that not what they were thinking about at first?
Yeah, because didn't the retailers make them backtrack? Didn't people like gaming that say, well, we're not going to stock it if you're not going to have a disc? Because what incentive is it for them to sell it at that point?
Yeah, there was certain thing, I can't remember what it was. It was almost like a DRM thing, was it not? Where you still had the disc, but you had to register it online or something before you could play it or something like that. I can't remember now, it was so long ago, but okay. So that's the way they've been heading. So if they can but they also learnt their lesson. So maybe by releasing 2 boxes, they get their wish. They get to do the download-only streaming thing at a cheaper entry point, and they get to give people what they want, the console with the disc. Because, I mean, I'm sure Microsoft would rather people bought the cheaper box, because obviously then they're in, like you say, they're in their ecosystem then. If you've got the cheaper box and you can only buy downloads, you're buying it direct from them, which is exactly what they want. It's exactly what Sony wants as well, I would think, because that's how they make their money. They control the pricing then. So I mean,
and exactly, that goes back to our comment on Amazon in the news.
Yeah,
that's what they're gearing towards, like you say. Yeah, they want your money. So
okay, let's move on then. Let's do some questions. Questions, user questions. Here we go. Right, Barry says, what are your most wanted games of 2018 that are yet to be released?
Oh my goodness, there's not many.
No, I'll start then, because I have Spider-Man, and with tomorrow's news, PES and FIFA, as always. Is there anything else? Vacation Simulator, if that comes to VR this year. I'm quite excited for that. Don't know what else is coming out.
Yeah, I've just had to Google it, which is bad. I should know these things, but I don't.
I think that's about it. To be honest, I can't even think anything else. That's just the ones that come. Oh, Darksiders 3, how could I forget that? That's got my most anticipated of all.
Do you know what? I wish I had £1 for every time you said that game's name, because I'd be a millionaire.
Mm-hmm. Darksiders 3, that's top of my list. Yeah. So it is top of my list. But yeah, Spider-Man, Darksiders 3, PES, FIFA. Can't really think of anything else, to be honest. Spider-Man. I don't know. There's not really a great deal else that I can say I'm very, very excited for, to be honest.
I think I won't bang on about it, and I know Barry said it. Obviously, one of mine is Shenmue, but they're remasters, so technically can't bang on about it too much. Other than that, I think the only other game I'm going to get this year is Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Life is Strange 2?
No.
Not bored, but not.
I'm fed up. Not fed up. I feel like I had enough of teen angst and stuff with the first one. I feel like that I'm done. I don't need more of that.
Yeah. Fallout 76, nah.
No,
Not bothered
no.
about that. Just Cause
Yeah.
4.
I was going to do a tweet about the only Fallout people need to bother about is Mission Impossible, because that was brilliant. But yeah, I'm not fussed about Fallout, the video game. Yeah, no, Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Yeah, Shadow of the Tomb Raider could be okay, I guess. I thought Assassin's Creed Odyssey looked okay. I'm not usually a fan of Assassin's Creed games, but I thought it looked okay. What about Valkyrie Chronicles 4? No.
No.
No, there's not a lot. Nah, I can understand what you're saying. The ones I've mentioned are about it. Actually, it's a pretty... Although it's not a quiet year, I mean, there's hundreds...
There's tons of games, but they're the same old games all the time, isn't it? Everyone's excited for COD and Battlefield and like FIFA.
Oh, Forza Horizon 4, over a bit of that.
Yeah, so I don't have an Xbox, but I'm not going to complain about it and tweet at Microsoft to ask them to release it on PlayStation.
And Life is Strange 2, maybe I might quite... Yes, that's about it. There's nothing... I'd say there's nothing...
Although will there be a PlayStation conference in October or September?
Yeah, but I doubt there'll be anything more for this year.
Hopefully there is something, a big game, just
maybe
something.
Dreams
please.
Or something.
We'll see. I probably wouldn't buy that either.
Dazzy G says, what do you guys think will be included in the 6.0 firmware, and what you hope will be there? I don't care. I think there's not one feature I can think of that bothers me anymore. I mean, with PlayStation 4 is kind of getting to the end of its cycle, isn't it? It's got all brilliant features on it already. I can't think of anything that would make it better for me.
I'd like to be able to delete some of the shovel guff rubbish off of it.
What,
which
the
I've had to
trophy
put in
list?
folders. Yeah. No, off like Playroom and all that kind of just crap that gets in the way that you have to file away.
It's not really that important though, is it?
No, there's nothing, and that's the thing though. I'm not paid to make the experience better. It's that Sony's job, and they'll think of something that we don't think of that will make our lives easier. I mean, I'm not fussed about changing my PSN name. I'm not fussed about, I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head.
I've had the same name for years, so I'm not going to change it.
If I could have one thing to answer the question though, I'd like it if the games and all of the other stuff in the whatever that crossbar thing is are separate. So you had 2 levels. So all the games were at the top, and then everything else was at the bottom. So like the store, the screenshot thing, or the library. So you had like a row of iconed options, and then a row of just games above it. I don't know why. I think that's just more from an OCD point of view. I hate it when you look at your screenshots, it puts the screenshot thing to the front of your list. You play a game, it puts it to the front of the list. And I don't know, I just want my games in one place. But it's not an issue. I don't care. I'm not gonna moan about it. That would be my wish.
You know what? It'd solve that if you could pin them to the front, so whatever you wanted to play, you could just pin it. But now I'm not fussed.
That's quite a cool idea, though. You could pin something, but like I say, it'd be one of those things. There'd be something that's released at some point, and we'd be like, "Oh no, there is something. There is something. I want 280 characters in the PS4 share tweet function, please." Because that's still stuck at 140. Just match it up.
They'll probably fix that one. Okay. No Fate says, now you're doing video, do any of you have any tattoos? If so, what are they?
No.
Gaming tattoos.
None.
Would you like to? Even if you don't intend on getting a tattoo?
No.
I would like a tattoo, but I'm too chicken to do it. But I would like I've not a gaming one though. I'd like a full arm tattoo, one that goes all the way down your arm. But what I would like is got a big sort of Scottish sort of
Stephen Gerrard.
No, I'd like a sort of Scottish sort of Celtic. This big sword, like a big sword with
Lloyd's
sort of
got a
Celtic
sleeve, isn't he?
marks on it. You might do, yeah.
Ask him how much it hurt.
I bet it hurt. I'd just like a big sort of Celtic symbols and sword.
Yeah.
Sort of Scottish, sort of cool
And you could get like
symbols.
a sword with a dragon that goes round it, and then the dragon's face could be on your hand.
Oh yeah, I'd write a dragon on it as well, and maybe a little St Andrew's flag or something hidden somewhere in it. But it'd be really cool. But it would be black. It wouldn't put any colour in it. I don't like colour in tattoos.
So just a black arm.
Yeah, it'd be like kind of tattooed, black tattoo. No colours.
No fate. Do you have any tattoos? He doesn't say, does he? Or she? I don't know. It's Sean.
No. Mine would be gaming. No, mine would just be classy, sort of old-fashioned. Oh, wait there. I've brought up the other wrong questions. Brought up the gaming quiz there. Okay, one more then. Thomas has asked, do you find folk ever experience game fatigue when you simply can't be bothered? If so, what's most likely to revive you? All the time. I think I've got it now. I should have put my phone in silent because it keeps bleeping. Stop.
Yeah. It's the weather though. I've had it where the sun's been out and it's been so nice. I just want to be outside. So I wouldn't call it gaming fatigue. I just, maybe it's more the fact that I want to be in the sunshine. So I don't want to be sat in front of the telly. So I'll probably start playing again when there's a new release out. But yeah, I don't think it's fatigue as such.
See, I get it, like I was saying earlier, I get it when games annoy me. When sometimes I just get so annoyed with games. If I've got 5 minutes to think myself, right, I'd just go have a quick shot of FIFA or something, and then I sit down and put it on, and then a patch comes up, and it says, oh, it's going to take 10 minutes. Yeah. It's just that, forget it, and I just turn it off, and I'll probably not go back to it for ages. I need to be in the mood to want to play a game, and if I go and play a game and a patch pops up, it just pisses me off.
Yeah, see, I said this about God of War, and then people were moaning at me on Twitter because it was like, oh, it's only 5 minutes, only 10 minutes, but it's not. That wasn't my point. But yeah, like every time you turn it on and there's an update, it's like, oh, great.
That annoys me, and that annoys me when I play a game and it's rubbish, and then I think to myself, what's the point? And I go and do something else. So it's kind of if it annoys me at the time, that's when I'll won't play. But I mean,
tips you over the edge.
I need to be in the mood. I find myself less and less in the mood to play games sometimes, but I've been playing a lot of what I mentioned, Overcooked 2, which is embargoed, so we can't talk about it, but I've been playing a lot of that with the family, and we've been having a lot of great fun playing that. But it's like, that's about all I've been playing recently. And
it's a different kind of game, that, as well, though, isn't it? Yeah. You know, I think if you're playing with people, it's a different mindset to sitting down to play a single-player game on your own.
It's so stressful, though, playing that game.
Yeah. Give me the onions!
Listen to me! It's brilliant, but it's just like, we could do this if you would just listen. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what would get me out of it. Like I say, I think it'd probably be the next day when I feel like playing a game, and as long as it doesn't annoy me, I'll be alright. Okay, it's time for our, unless you've what mentioning you've been playing, because I've not just mentioned.
I've not really been playing much, to be honest, so no, we'll skip that until we've got new stuff to talk about, I suppose. At the moment, it's
just one of those times a year where there's not really a lot coming out, so you just kind of, and it's too hot really as well in it. So let's go on this quiz then, because it keeps popping up on my screen all the time, so everybody's probably saw it. Right, you're going to find this one tough. Here's a critic review. Still one of blank's best racers. That's it. That's what you're getting. Here's the user review. A great game that seems so simple on the outside is actually quite detailed. Online races are frantic, and single player feels like classic blank racing game. You can't get better blank action than this.
So it could be Mario Kart, but I don't think that would be hard.
Nah.
It's one of blank's best racing games. Is it Grid 2?
Nah.
Like Dirt 7?
No.
Dirt 6?
I think the first line of that user review is quite good. A great game that seems so simple on the outside.
Simple on the outside? Oh, God, no. Don't know.
And the single player feels like a classic blank racing game.
It's not Sega All-Stars Racing.
Oh, it is Sega. Still one of Sega's best racers.
Outrun?
Yes.
Yes.
See, it's an old one.
Yeah, is that like Outrun, one of the remake ones?
Yeah, it was the most recent one. Outrun online racing or something. Right, this one here, I've put a wee image in front of the word because I forgot to blank it out. So Blank is still a love letter to everyone who has longed for more stealth action games in the vein of a Thief. With its vast levels, openness and its plethora of different ways of play, this is a game that should be great fit for practically everyone. That's a critic review. Absolutely adored this game. Quite frankly, it's a wonderful world and there's a ton of lore backstory to this title. It's obvious that Blank put a lot of effort into this game. The characters are hit and miss, but the ones that I did like, I liked a lot. The combat is quite challenging and enjoyable. That's the user review.
The only game that it sounds like that I've played is Origami, and I don't think you'd have picked that or know what it is.
I don't know if I know what it is, but I didn't. Yeah. That's not what it is.
So I don't know. Is it an Assassin's game?
It's not an Assassin's Creed game, no.
Is it an Assassin something? Oh, I don't know.
Off what your guy guessed there, but I'd given it away.
Is it called? Is the word assassin in the title then?
No.
I don't know. I give up.
It's Dishonored.
Oh, okay.
When you said assassin, that's quite good because obviously it's about assassins.
Is he an assassin or is it an assassin? Yeah. Okay, I've not
played
it.
Dishonored.
I've heard good things about it though.
Okay. Yeah. What the heck's this last one? Right, we'll soon find out. Blank couldn't have... I think you'll know what this is. Blank could have been a really good project. Well, it can just... I don't know, I forgot to read. Well, it can just tell this great story directly. It forces players to finish the game a couple of times just to get the true ending. This is not a game for 2017. The mechanics are just old. That's a critic review. Blank is one of the greatest games I've ever played. The story is engaging with a lot of hidden messages and plot twists. The open world feels great. The combat system is one of my favourites.
I know it's Nier.
Yes, it's Nier.
Yeah. Automata. Yeah.
Yes.
I've got all of them but one. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad. It's easier when you've played it.
I did kind of give you the answer. The first one near enough.
Yeah, I suppose. I just
but wait your way with
it. Got there closely. Yeah.
Okie doke. Have we got anything else to talk about, or is that?
I think we should shout out by name our patrons.
Okie doke. I don't have their names.
No, so I've got them up. Just because we've said we'd give them a roll call, and if you're on Twitter, give these guys a follow as well because they're all brilliant. So it's Sean Mobsby, Catherine, Matthew Atherton, Carl Jennings, David Patterson, Jason Park, Katie Johnston and Thomas McInnes. They are our most famous listeners.
Yes, thank you everyone. And
we'll be doing our draw next week for £10 credit.
Woo. So, and I hope you've all watched if you're a Patreon subscriber, I hope you've all watched SquareXO Extra as well. Hopefully you've all seen it by now.
Yeah.
I must watch it.
Get my hat out. But yeah, it is a pretty quiet time at the moment for gaming, isn't it? It's been, I don't know.
Too hot.
Yeah, the weather's been crap the last few days, which is, I want the hot weather back. I blame all the people moaning online about it being too hot. But I just think, I don't know, I found it, I don't know, I found it a bit boring. Just I think a bit. I don't know if we were on air. We were when it was when we were talking about Spider-Man, and I was saying I was a bit sick of it. I don't know. I feel like after E3 and it was all exciting, even though nothing new was announced. I just feel like there's a bit of a lull in general around gaming, and it's all about the past and what was. And you know, we've got these remasters, and you've got Spyro coming out and all that. But I don't know. I want something. I want a spark again. I want someone to do something that's gonna change the industry a little bit, or just change our mindsets. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Think it does. It feels like the end of PS3 to me, when it was just all going down, and there wasn't really a lot announced at E3. Was there? Not tons.
I don't think there's anything new for PlayStation, especially from Sony. There wasn't. And
now it's kind of got to the point where it's a bit like, I think that's how it feels. It just kind of feels like it's got to that stage where you're just a bit like, nah, it's coming to the end now. It's coming to the end of PlayStation.
I just think it's a bit like Groundhog Day at the moment. You know, it's really hard to explain without thinking about it before speaking properly. Like, I haven't prepared any of it. I just, because we were chatting, that's just kind of how I feel about it. And I don't know. And maybe it goes back to the fatigue thing in Thomas's question. Maybe I am suffering from it, but I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be some kind of injection of excitement into Sony's world. What that is, though, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You've disappeared from the screen on YouTube, by the way.
No.
Dan's disappeared from the screen on YouTube. We all have. Look, we just thought we'd make the end of the podcast on YouTube.
Now things are falling off.
We just thought we'd make the end of the podcast on YouTube interesting by making us all disappear from the screen. Because why not?
Why
Are you
not?
back? You're gone. You're gone. Dan's gone.
Oh dear. Does that mean I don't have to look at the camera anymore?
No.
Yeah. I don't know though. So what will be the next game that you buy be?
The next game that I buy, I don't know.
It'll be Spider-Man, won't it? September the 7th, probably.
Yes, possibly.
Yeah.
I think that is what the next one I'll buy, probably, for what I can think.
Yeah.
But I don't really know. I can't think really what the next one's going to be. I don't know. Dan, where have you went on my screen? Where's Dan? He's gone. Ah, well.
I wouldn't worry. We got through most of the podcast at least.
Yes, before it went wrong. It was obvious it was going to go wrong at some point because it always does, doesn't it?
Always does, yeah. Cursed.
I can see where it went now. Oh.
Should say happy birthday to Rebecca as well. Monday the 30th of July is Rebecca's birthday. So happy birthday, Becky.
Happy birthday, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Hope you have a good day.
She's probably drunk right now, running around the countryside, chasing combine harvesters, stuff weird that people do that live in the country.
Quite possibly, yes. Quite possibly. Okay. There's Dan back quick. He went on a wee adventure. He's back now.
Yay.
There. I don't know what I'd done wrong there. I've no idea. I was just messing about with the buttons and it all went wrong. Hey. The people listening are just going, what are you doing?
I don't know how many people listen to the end of the podcast. I listened to another podcast and they do a thing where towards the end of the podcast they get people to tweet a word to prove that they listen to the end of the podcast. So
tweet sausages then.
Yeah, okay.
That's our first end of the podcast word that you need to tweet, sausages.
Yeah, if you've got this far and got through that last 5 minutes of monotony, just at SquareXO sausages, _XO sausages.
Yeah.
We know what you're talking about, but
the
no one else will.
The podcast kind of ended after we talked about our Patreons. This is almost like an extra bit where we're just talking all the rubbish now.
We can now, though.
We got through the good bit and then we just went, oh, right, that's enough.
I do like sausages as well.
Yeah, veggie sausages. Veggie sausages. Right.
I've got a good idea for the podcast name.
Good.
I let people put 2 and 2 together when they see the graphic and get to the end of the podcast.
Okay, I think we should end the podcast because we're just talking all the nonsense now. Okay, thanks everyone for listening, watching, wherever you are, on youtube.com/JoeAnsonWater or on squarexo.co.uk, twitter.com/square_xo, patreon.com/squarexo, iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, all those places, that's where you'll find us. Don't forget to enter SquareXO July. You've still
tomorrow, August.
August? No, it's not August tomorrow.
Is it not?
31st of July tomorrow.
Ah, okay, rubbish.
2
You've got
more
one more day
days.
then.
The next day and tomorrow you've got to enter SquareXO July, so you better hurry up if you want a chance to win a t-shirt. We'll have more prizes in the coming months for our SquareXO competitions. So make sure you enter. You may as well enter this month and next month, because why not? What you got to lose, you might win.
Yeah,
definitely. So do it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for now. Bye.
Bye.